let's get into some homosexual news. And let's talk about Andy Cohen. So there's two things I need to talk about in regards to the whole Andy Cohen thing. And one is okay, so y'all already know Andy has been dating this 42-year-old businessman by the name of Kevin Sobieski since last summer. I believe his kids have met him. They're in a happy, lovey-dovey little relationship after years of Andy allegedly fetishizing black men and, doing all that stuff. But now, as we always said, you will fetishize a black man and you'll get some of that good old black peen and booty hole. But when it's time to bring a man home to mama, you already know which race they're going to gravitate towards. So, a name y'all may or may not remember by the name of Robert Sepulveda Jr., who, if y'all not familiar with him, he started on a reality show called Finding Prince Charming, which is sort of like The Bachelor for homosexuals. He was on that show. He decided to put Andy on blast and expose him by saying that he slid in his DMs and might be cheating on Kevin. So he sounded the alarm to Kevin, alleging Andy was active on a dating app after he officially debuted Kevin as his boyfriend. So Robert cropped a clown nose, clown shoes, and clown hair over the photo of Andy next to Kevin, which was seen in a recap of the post by Instagram account Mr. Housewives. Now, over the pic, he wrote, "Heads up, clown behavior alert, a little message for you, and ouch. Aren't we all exhausted by people who lie, cheat, and pretend to be someone they're not?" He captioned in the post, "Trash comes in all shapes and sizes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is exactly why I'm single." No, you're single because you're an insufferable human being. And I've heard many stories of people where you're a horrible person. So that's why you're single. You're just not you're fuckable, but you're just not relationship material. And quiet as it's kept, I heard people come. Do I need to go there? Um, I heard people on social media clowning him, talking about, "Girl, you out here using AI photos of yourself because the photos that we've seen and how you used to look back in the day, that cannot be how you look now." So the people out here accusing you of AI in your photos. So now he attached a note he allegedly sent to Kevin, warning him about Andy's behavior that read the following. Wait, hold on. Actually, I have the post with all the tea on it. So let me show it to y'all. And we're gonna read the comments because the gay social media was coming for him in in the post, which low key I was cackling. And then I'm gonna read your ass for how you trying to go about the mess. So yeah, that's the picture with the whole clown wig and nose and all the stuff. But here's what he said to Kevin: "Hey Kevin, just wanted to give you a heads up. Andy is on Field, an app I have never heard of, and it's spelled FEELD, with an anonymous profile. I have a profile there too, but my face is hidden." First of all, why you on a dating app hiding your face? And first of all, isn't Robert a prostitute allegedly? He actually messaged me thinking I was someone else. Once I told him it was me, I've known him for about 10 years. Of course he does. He said it would be dangerous if anything happened because I've been on a few TV shows. If you two have an open relationship, then no worries at all. If not, I'd probably pay attention because he's clearly looking for someone else. And he has always been a bit of a philanderer. Here's the name of the app, along with the voice memo I sent him before I blocked him. Good luck. Here's the thing. What is the point of all of this? Of you bringing this up? Um, is there like a whole point of why you're trying to bring this up? And is this like for you because quiet as it's kept, nobody talked about you ever since they canceled Prime Finding Prince Charming? I don't remember the year that show was on. That was back when people was watching Logo, or like 10 of us were watching Logo. Um, I remember once upon a time, this is the tea. Like right after I got out of college, I had a choice. And this was around the time when Drag Race first started. So that's how long ago I was in college, about almost 20 years ago. Um, I had a choice. I got either work at Logo, which was an upstart, or work at VH1. Which one y'all thought I picked? Went to VH1 because it was just like Logo just wasn't giving. I mean, outside of Drag Race, that channel was just a chop. But anyway, so for those of because I didn't know what the hell Feel was, but Apparently, if you Google schmoogle it, it basically says Field is an alternative location-based dating and social app designed for open-minded individuals and queer people. It focuses on ethical non-monogamy, E&M, polyamory, casual connections, and specific kinks, during offering an inclusive space to explore a diverse gender identity and sexual orientations. So if he's on that site, they're way more open-minded, I guess, than you would be on like a grinder or a scruff or things of that nature. Well, first of all, grinder wants you paying damn dollars a week to get some catfish dick. That's basically what they want for you over there, which is why I no longer mess with grinder. Child, quiet as it's kept, I'm a sniffies girl. Yes, I'm not nasty. I loves the sniffies. So he also leaked proof of the voice matches that we already talked about, and they said Andy and Kevin haven't responded. But if you're on a site, then maybe I hope his boyfriend's aware of it. If it takes more an alternative location-based approach where they have open-minded individuals and queer people, where they have ethical non-monogamy, which is basically meaning that people who are open that have open relationships. If you're polyamorous, just somebody who wants to do a casual hookup, if you got specific kinks, is open minded. Child, I might actually check Field out. That sounds like it might be my cup of soup, from Drag Race. So thinking about all this, it just seems to me that he just doesn't care about Kevin, is looking for a moment of clout, because quiet as it's kept, like I said before, who's giving him attention since Finding Prince Charming was canceled after one season? And you don't necessarily know the status of their relationship. They could have an open relationship. Maybe they're both on Field. Have you thought about that? I mean, these day and age with Andy being busy and all this other stuff, Andy probably is an open relationship. He just found his person, but they just so happen they bring in a third, or they hook up and they just don't tell people about it. And plus, on top of, here's the thing: um, Kevin is a lot younger. I believe he's like 41, when Andy is pushing 60. So you know how to, his man is in my age range. We're a little more unorthodox when it comes to relationships and things. I ain't saying all, I'm saying some. So then there was this other thing that came out regarding this, because Andy revealed on his Andy Cohen's Daddy Diaries podcast that he recently asked to see a fan's revealing photo after catching a glimpse of it during a chance encounter on the street. The Bravo star recalled that the nervous fan approached him for a photo, but mistakenly pulled up what Cohen described as very clearly a dick on his phone instead. Rather than looking away, Cohen stopped. Wait a minute. He remembered saying, I want to see that. The 58-year-old joked that the fan was just a random nice guy and not his type, before admitting he zoomed in on the image, saying, "You look so great," Cohen recalled. Well, child, y'all had talking about Andy a damn top. Why he looking at dicks? And he said, "You look so great," Cohen recalled telling the surprised admirer, calling that this the appropriate thing to do to make him feel it feels good. He said, "You look so great," Cohen recalled, telling the surprised admirer, calling this the appropriate thing to do. The fans, still visibly flustered and shaking, asked again if they could take a picture together. "What do you have to be nervous about? You just showed me your dick. How could you be nervous? Oh, look what we've been. Look where we've been." The two ultimately snapped a selfie before going their separate ways. Now, when Cohen called out, um, "Our photos cute, bye. Thanks for showing me your dick," the guy replied, "Anytime." And then he said he was second guessing whether sharing the story publicly was the right move. And he said, "I've had some shame related feelings about me speaking so freely," adding that he told himself, maybe you don't have to share every thought on the radio. Well, here's the thing: when it comes down to being a personality, oversharing, no shade, is part of the gig. Sometimes we do a bit too much sometimes. Like, yeah, I understand it, but here's the thing: I'm not mad at him about it, because to me, it's like, yeah, I'm in a relationship. I just, oh, wait a minute now. I said, look, I'm not dead. So if I see your dick by accident, I'm like, oh, wait a minute, let me see that. You in a relationship? Yes, I know. I didn't ask, can I fuck you? I just saw there was a dick there. Let me look at it. I still will look at, like, who in a relationship don't look at some ass or some dick or whatever the case, if you happen to come across it. People still look attractive. You could pretty much say, be like, okay, you look hot or whatever, but if I'm going to act on it, no, I'm not going to cheat. I'm not acting on it. So, um, But then Sarah Colonna's joke that zooming on the photo maybe was a step too far. Oh, yeah, because you kind of made him probably even more embarrassed. Let me zoom in on it. But it's like, you want a close up look at the peen. Because, yeah, you could see like a regular photo. It's like, wait a minute, let me zoom in a little bit. I want to look at it. Let's look at the head. Look all it's like, yeah, I'm nasty in that way. It's like, I want to look at all the crevices and the nuances. And is there a little vein up in there? Like, I'm nasty. But anyway, so I know, like, why would he reveal something like that if he was out here cheating? But I will say this. One of the things I do want to point out in regards to the whole thing, oh yeah, so there's the voice message. I don't know if there's actual audio footage, but um one of the things I will say about this whole thing, let's read some of the comments of what people had to say over there. So Anthony Polanco said this was pretty corny to do on RJ's part, and that's coming from me. Bacon Lover, aka Boomer Banks, said must be a slow news day. Bo Butler, so we have the adult people coming up in here saying stuff. Bo Butler said miserable weirdo thing to do. Fire Phoenix, who I actually know, is a friend of mine, that's Adam, said the funny thing is the Rob guy is the worst. Like, girl, take a seat. Another person said, "Oh, the stories I can tell you about Prince Charming, I did write, do tell, so I want to hear it." And another person said, "Andy's man is probably aware and doesn't give a fuck." LOL. Another person said, "This is so weird of him to post. Sorry." The other person said, "It says Andy has an anonymous profile, but yet shows us a screenshot of the message from a profile with Andy's whole first and last name. It's giving sus." And so it seems like a lot of people, one person said, "I smell a stunt." Says it's an anonymous profile, then shows us a profile with his first and last name. We truly just want Nene back on our screens. So it just seemed like to me that, like I said, Robert out here looking for a moment. He's fishing for clout. And look, you got it. But here's the gag. You got your little moment, your little extra 15 minutes when we talking about it, but you got ate up in the comments. You thought you ate by trying to expose Andy. And in the end, people seem to be more team Andy than team grifting ass Robert Sepulveda Jr. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story? This queen tried to expose Andy and look like you got more egg on your face when it should be somebody's nut. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below.